And we've got one great show ahead of you.
I love it when I can substitute.
That's what, Frank.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Great Lakes Smoke Show. Take it away, Ron.
Good evening, aficionados, and welcome to another Great Lakes Smoke Show. Oh, man, we got a hot one for you tonight. We got people in studio. There will be noise in the background. And that dog next to Frank is going to be one hell of a sound effect. And I can hear it from here, and I'm going crazy for the last 5 minutes. So if anyone knows how to shut a dog up without yelling at it,
yeah,
a
steak with antifreeze on it. That'll do it.
I know. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Well, we are ready to have a hot show for you here. Yeah, we got lots going on. We want to thank you for all the support, and just let you know, for anybody who wants to jump on board or let your friends know, tell them about our YouTube channel. Subscribe. It's free subscription. We're trying to build that up, folks. And, you can catch us 24/7. So you catch us live here on Facebook, and you can catch us live on YouTube, besides all the rest of our social media. Tell us about the social media.
Social media. Well, we do the podcast stuff.
Well, yeah, but you got Anchor, you got Spotify,
but that's not social media. That's how to listen to our podcast. So how you listen to our podcast is through Apple Podcasts. We can do Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Odyssey. Wherever you get your podcast from, we are there. Search for us at the Great Lakes Smoke Show, and then listen to our shows. As just recently, we have started putting those PCA interviews up on the podcast for download and listen to. I know towards the end of our shows out there, we were having some audio issues,
really
but the audios that are on the podcast are clean and the full interviews that we had. So please go there, look for them. If you're not subscribing to our podcast, please subscribe to those podcasts. It is free for you, and it helps us a lot. So that's on that side.
That's absolutely good. And of course, Kevin Shahan is finally off. Tonight must be one of his first times that he's actually catching us live. So I talked to Kevin earlier. Kevin is going to be taking notes for us. So I said, hey, critique us, let us know what we can do better, because Kevin is the man. He's the master, the maestro of everything. So thank you very much. We got Curvy Gente on board. What's happening, Cur? How are you? We got a lot of people jumping on board. Brad, Burko, Gabby, hola familia. How you doing?
Thank you,
Gabby. Brad finally makes it on a live show. Hello there, big man from Arizona. Boy, we got a lot of people jumping on board, and I could keep going on and on. Of course, the one and the only Bruce Stark coming in there, and the winner, the man that wins everything.
Less. Bruce has to be
and coming in from Tampa, Florida, Bruce.
Hey, what's up, Bruce?
What's up, Bruce? Berger. Yes, Knucklehead. How are you?
Well, we got to do a show, though. We can't just, call out all our friends' names.
By the time we're done, all right, it's time to sign off. Join in, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Well, let me talk to this. We'll get right to the point. Anybody, grab yourself paper and pen. Make sure you get to GreatLakesSmokeShow.com if you want to reach out to us, ask us questions, send us information, something that you want us to talk about. We'd be more than happy to follow suit on that. Also, before we do a little bit of business and before our special guest, we are looking for sponsors. So if you too want to be part of us, we would love to help sponsor your items, your cigars, whatever you got. Get in touch with us. We'll definitely PM us or send us the Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com. Talking about sponsors, let's show them what they get, Frank. Take it away.
Hold on, Ron. Wait, hold on.
Hey, hold on what? This is regular routine.
Listen, I want to smack Bob in the back of the head. Tell him not to talk to the people out there. What is he doing? He's an annoyance. He's annoying me.
It's almost as bad as that dog.
Almost. Remember, RB is sitting here patiently waiting for us to actually have him on the show. Not you guys talking 100 miles an hour. Stop it. And forget about the crowd that is over in your cigar shop room there Ron is waiting patiently. I'm going to do things for our guest. So forget about you three clowns. We'll go to sponsors and then we'll come back.
Show us that sponsors. My God.
On a small farm nestled along a river in southern Honduras grows an estate-grown tobacco so exceptional. Stop, please. No moss. This is Dan Blunt for Alec Bradley Cigars. Some copywriter handed this to me, expecting me to read it. Good Lord. Do me a favor. Pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Light it up. Spend an hour with it. You'll be glad you did. We'll talk again real soon.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic. Troianiello Cigars, created by cigar enthusiast Michael Troianiello of Scranton, PA, prides itself in offering top-notch cigars not only to the Pennsylvania market, but worldwide. Troianiello Cigars is a proud maker of premium hand-rolled cigars, with a wide range of premium cigars, flavored cigars, and accessories. You're sure to find what you're looking for.
And we're back. There we go. Well, folks, we've been waiting long enough. So is our guest. So let's introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. Ron Thomas Brown. What's happening?
How's it going, guys? Thank you. Thank you.
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor. I appreciate it, definitely.
No, it's our pleasure. Thank you for joining
us.
I
got one complaint right off the bat.
Here we go.
I just got here.
I know, but your cigars aren't available here.
Well, you know what? We're going to fix that problem. You know what? We'll fix that problem. And you know what? Maybe I can come and just be in studio and we can talk about it.
That's even better. I like that. I like that.
There you go. We'll get to that situation real fast. Anyway, Ron, thanks again. Let's let the world in 26 countries know who you are, what's going on, where you come from, and what's going on with RTB.
Oh, man. Outside of dealing with allergies and everything else in this world today, which is why I keep doing this. But I am of humble beginnings, born in Queens, New York.
Oh, wait a minute.
We're from Queens.
We're from Chicagoland.
Get out of here.
Hey, he's out of here. From where?
Right outside Springfield Gardens area. Jamaica.
Okay,
Jamaica, yeah.
All right, cool, man.
Okay.
I know that. Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, well, then you're probably related to these guys.
Definitely.
check.
But now I still got a little bit of hair, not much. I got a little bit.
Oh, you're looking good. I like it.
I got a little bit. You know,
All right, he looks good. I like that.
gotta get my hat straight. Can't wear it crooked. That just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
No, we're straight.
Yeah, I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, where a lot of my family is from, and finished going to school there. Went to college at Brevard College, where I met my wife, and then transferred to University of South Carolina. And after that, just started the regular workplace. Got 3 kids, one grandson, and a granddaughter on the way.
Wow, there you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not bad. Wow, you're a young guy. It's like too.
I'm 50.
Oh, you're a young guy. That's all right. Cool.
Yeah.
So that was a guy from, I'm going to say Jamaica because most people know that. Queen. What's going on? How do you know the percussion? We tell a little bit about your history. You're into the percussions, a musician, engineer. I mean, that's a whole other world there.
Well, I went to school for music education, and actually we can back up a little bit more. I started playing saxophone in 1983, which is why the cigar is Edition 83. And if you have a chance to look at the band, it starts out with the saxophone, and as you get closer to the center, it's a pair of drumsticks. I switched to percussion about three years in. I switched to percussion, and I've always wanted to play drums. I've actually been playing drums before I was playing saxophone. But my mother was one of those, "You're not beating on my pots and pans. I swear if I see you again, I'm going to whip your tail when I walk in the house." And so, I get in trouble because my mom walk in and I'd be like, "Oh, no." I start shoving pots and pans back in the thing. And she'll pull out a pan and go cook it. She'll be like, "What? No, run." I had the wooden spoon and I'm beating on everything. And, she's just like, "I swear, if you don't stop tapping back there, I'm going to tap you." Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, she almost took away your love there for a second. She didn't realize where you were going with this.
Well, I owe it to a middle school band director named Mrs. Grace, and she told my mother, she said, "Look, they make this thing called a practice pad, okay? And he can practice until you get home. You won't have to worry about it." And she looks at me and she goes, "When your mother's home, no beating on the drums." And I said, "Well, if I play on the pillow, she can't hear it."
This is true.
That's it.
No practicing when your mom's home. So then I started making all these like all state and regional, and I got entered into the governor's school for the performing arts, and I got a scholarship. My mom's like, "Man, if I had let you play drums earlier, man, where could you have been?" I said, "I guess we'll never know since all the beatings I got for beating on the Please, man. I was just trying to hone in my skills."
My mother beat me in the head with a wooden spoon, so it didn't translate for me. I didn't get any musical skill from that. I got nothing. I'm so sorry.
You just got the bumps on the head. That was it. You just got the bumps. That was it.
I can't see the screen. Was that Baldilocks?
Goldilocks, Frank. Yes, it was.
Wow.
I get no respect, RB. I get no respect.
I see. It's okay, man.
How come you didn't shoot for Juilliard?
You know what? When I was going to school, I was looking at Carnegie Mellon to go there. I was looking at a lot of different places, and Brevard College offered me a scholarship. And when I was at Governor's School for the Performing Arts, we had an opportunity to visit a few schools. And at that time, Brevard College was really focusing on music, and they still do. They have one of the best music programs out there. It's hidden in the mountains, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful place to go. And you can practice outside, and you can practice right on the hillside. And sometimes you get some of the best sounds just from practicing out there. And, I fell in love with the campus. It was small enough, but it still provided a lot of the things that I needed musically. And I fell in love with the instructor as well, Miss J.
What was her name?
No, that kind of fall in love.
That's a different show, Bob.
Wait a minute,
Bob, that's a different show.
On here.
We're New Yorkers. We can do that to each other. We know where we're at.
There's family listening to this.
Yeah, so it was only 4 hours away from Charleston, South Carolina, and it was far enough to get away from home, but I was close enough still if I needed something I could get back home. Sure. And so and they offered me everything I was looking for, and I went there and I really was able to do a lot, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And like I said, last semester there, I met my wife. My mom was like, "You wait till your last semester." Really? She's like,
you can stay focused on the music.
Yeah. So, but then, when we got engaged, she said, "I thought you was going to get her a teddy bear. You gave her a ring instead." Yeah, Mom.
That's how it works.
But no, my mom loves her. My mom loves my wife. She really does. She calls and talks to my wife more than she does me. So, anyways. But then I transferred to University of South Carolina, which is closer. It's in Columbia. They offered me a great scholarship opportunity again. It was a cross between University of South Carolina, Columbia, and Furman University, as well as UNCG. UNCG didn't give scholarships or transfers, and I was down on the list for Furman. They just wouldn't respond, and I had to make a judgment call. And I loved Columbia, South Carolina. I went to a lot of their band camps and stuff, and I knew the staff. I knew the head band director. I knew staff. I knew people that went there, and it was really kind of one of those things like coming back home. And I ended up there, and after that, I just started teaching music. So then I went back to school for audio engineering at GAT3 Recording Studios. They're based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as there's a spot in Texas they have. They have recorded everybody, James Brown, and all these people. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. It's really funny. James Brown, the way he would record based on how he felt. So he would block out an entire day or even a week, and he'd come in and he'd sit down and he'd talk to Glenn Tabor. He'd be like, "Mr. Tabor, how the kids doing?" I mean, they have a great conversation, sitting there, eat. He'd be like, "Mr. Tabor, I think it's time for us to go ahead and do that song." And he would record one time.
One take?
Wow.
One take. He said, the first one's God and everything else is mm-mm. And he literally would go in, do the song one time, and he said, "I pay y'all a mix to make it sound right." He go.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Wow. And it was his genius, as well as his engineering staff was really phenomenal. They were able to do so much. And that was back before a lot of the digital stuff. And when it was all on,
that was all analog. Yeah.
Right,
that was
all analog stuff, and they fell in love with the fact when it became digital, because then they could really kind of make some adjustments. But I mean, he was really personal with the staff and everybody in there. And, that's one of the things I learned being at GAT3. We would hear stories like that of people that come in, just be amazing. So started doing that. And I don't know, I've played on a K-pop song by a guy named K Jong Jun, Just Another Girl. I was actually me on the drums. It was recorded right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it felt great to be number 1 in 30 countries.
Nothing wrong with that.
So kind of a start, man. That's pretty awesome.
That's great.
So now I teach music at Mount Pleasant High School. Been teaching there since 2004. I also started my own indoor drumline nonprofit organization that I teach, and we're in Cabarrus County, North Carolina, the Concord area. For everybody who doesn't know where Mount Pleasant is, but it's Concord area. And I love doing what I do, and my goal is that at some point, all I'm going to be doing is teaching music, giving back, and selling cigars.
That's a beautiful thing.
Well, that's the next step then.
What's your favorite kind of music?
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you. I like all kinds of music. The one that I really can't get into is like the heavy metal stuff where I really don't understand what's going on or what's being said.
I have a problem. I don't understand it either.
I mean, I have a problem with some hip hop too right now, where I'm just trying to figure out, what did you just say? Okay, the same thing for the last 3 minutes.
It's all the rest of us too.
A lot of people just don't get it sometimes. Yeah. It's a world of its own. So yeah.
My kids are like, "Dad, you're old. You don't understand." I said, "You tell me what he said."
There you go.
You tell me what he said, because you're dancing to the beat and you don't know what he said. He could have said he was going to slash your throat and kick you in the cooners. And you just go like, yeah, that's going to hurt. That's worse than being on the South Park. So I'll Rochambeau you for it, and I'll go first.
There you go. What did he say?
Exactly.
So talk about, how did the passion of the leaf come to you? I mean, music and the leaf, that's a kind of a little different deal there going on.
Oh, man, it was, I was home visiting from college when I was in Brevard. And my best friend, we call him Bass. His last name is Bass. We just call him Bass. My best friend was home too, and we all went out. All the guys, it's kind of like a reunion. We're just having a good time. He goes, "Man, you smoke cigars?" I was like, "Nah, no." He's like, "You will tonight." I was like, "Yeah." And so we're out having a good time. We're having a few drinks. Everybody's having a good time, and we pull up to this place, and it's a shame it's closed. It was a place in Charleston, South Carolina, right outside of Market Street, and it was a house. The downstairs was all cigars, and upstairs was like a little place where you can get finger foods and stuff like that. And it had a whole bunch of rooms. You buy your cigar, you go upstairs, have a great time. So
I call that a brothel.
Do you see the problem that we have here? I mean, this is why I don't want to associate with these clowns. I really don't.
There's a bunch of rooms. You have a good time. What else do you do?
It sounds like the Animals House at a rising sun.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
And,
let's get back to smoking.
And it only took us 10 minutes that time to go.
You know, it's hard to keep Bob under control. If he's had one or two drinks, it's over for him. It's over.
So it is over.
Okay. Was that before he or after he had
that was
hair?
before I even got here.
Well, Bob, we're not gonna hang out off air. We won't hang out on air like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you were upstairs enjoying the finger food and company of folks. And when did you actually, light up that first cigar? And then did you say, well, I don't know, what am I doing with this thing?
You got to go downstairs.
What happens?
Well, when we walked in, we went straight to the humidor. It's a nice, big, huge walk-in humidor. Great selection of cigars. And my friend pulls up. He goes, "I got you." I'm like, "You got me?" He's like, "Yup, I got the one you need to smoke." He pulls out the Arturo Fuente. It's the one with the lime green band on the foot.
Nice.
And so I was like, "All right." He goes, "Hold on." He grabs it back. He cuts it. And we go upstairs. So we start smoking, and the thing was, it became very relaxing. It was, we all had a good time. We were talking, and I did the newbie thing. I just straight inhaled that bad boy, and I was just like, and I did it by accident, and it was probably because I was running my mouth, And we're talking, have a good time, and all of a sudden I realized, oh no, I did not blow anything out.
Thickness.
Oh no.
And I held it together. The night I held it together until we got downstairs. I don't know if it was the walking down the stairs that started jarring things, and I started moving. As soon as we got out the door, I beelined it to a round corner. It was just like, bleh.
Yeah.
And,
the fresh air hit you. The fresh air hit you.
Yeah. So I empty every bit of the finger foods or whatever we ate, and I came back around the corner. It was like, "You okay?" I was like, "No, but let's go." And so, because I was like, "Look, we're having a great time. I don't want to spoil anybody's night. I'll get over it." And I got over it. Drank some water, and I think I probably puked at least one more time.
Dang.
But then, as the night went on, I didn't get rid of my cigar though.
Okay.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
I finished the cigar.
Okay.
And the next day, I don't know if it was the next day, but sometime shortly after that, we went out and hung out at a cigar lounge. He goes, "All right, look, man, don't inhale this, okay?" I was like, "All right, man, I got you. Trust me, I learned from the first time."
I bet you did.
And so, I enjoyed it. And then fast forward a little bit, I'm in law enforcement, and I get injured in pursuit of an intoxicated driver.
Ooh.
Oh, excuse me, suspected intoxicated.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alleged.
We'll read between
Alleged.
Alleged.
Nail the bastard anyway. That's all I wanted.
So, we're in pursuit, and I'm getting to a point where I'm like, you know what, this is really getting kind of dangerous. Let me back off.
Yeah.
And so just as I'm getting ready to call off, so we have myself being in front, we have the guy behind me. The guy behind you is the one calling the moves.
Yep.
The one in front, your job is to focus on that guy, and that's your job.
Yep.
And so I'm on him. I'm doing good, and we're getting to a spot where things start doing some dips a little bit, and I'm like, he's about to hit out the country, and you hit that, and in my mind, I'm thinking he's gonna cut his lights off and just go for it, because he's definitely drunk, and I'm like, he's going to do something stupid again. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
And so as I get ready to call off the chase, my car just goes, I was like, whoa, pulled it back. And now, mind you, my foot's not on the gas pedal. I hadn't even touched the brake. I just eased off the gas pedal slowly. And it did it 2 more times. And on the 3rd time, I just lost it. And it just starts spinning. And so I'm holding it. I'm looking where I'm going. I'm trying to turn into it. I'm trying to turn away from it. I'm doing all the things that we were trained to do. And then finally the car stopped spinning. The only problem is I was going backwards in the oncoming traffic. And so the fortunate thing is there were no cars, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm looking back and I'm going, okay, hopefully I'm going to slow down enough to where when I hit the curb, at worst, I'm just going to bounce up on the curb and get stuck on the curb, or maybe slide down the hill a little bit, but mess up the car. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen that way. I hit the curb, the back wheel hit the curb, and the front of the car just leaked.
Oh, wow.
And I did a cartwheel. I did 4 cartwheels. The front end never touched the ground.
Oh, man.
I hit the curb, the telephone pole, several trees, cut a gas line, and landed wheels first on the side of a house.
Oh, wow.
So
Holy.
I ended up with 4 broken ribs, a crushed scapula. And while I was in the hospital, they broke another rib, putting in a chest tube. Little do I know is that when you get a chest tube, they're going to crack your rib. It may just crack, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to break because they've got to make space for the tube to go in so it can drain.
God.
Ooh.
Wow.
So, true story. I'm in there. I'm laying there. I'm doing okay. Officer Brown, you're doing really good. Don't let this tease you. I'm in a lot of pain. Okay, so, well, we're going to have to go ahead and drain that. I was like, that's fine. We're going to have to put in a tube. I said, look, man, could you stop talking to me and do it?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying not to talk. I'm doing our breathing exercises, and that keeps me from going into shock. It keeps me from literally going crazy and dealing with the pain. He scrapes away. I don't want to be too graphic. Anyway, he gets in there the first time. He goes, we're in. I go, I know, because I can breathe. He goes, no, seriously, we're in. I know. He's yeah, but I need more space. You need what?
Oh, no.
He said, I need more space. Bro, I'm breathing. It's coming out. See, look.
Yeah.
And I said, the pressure's gone. I feel good. He's no. He pulls it out and he goes,
What's
he
that?
He pushes this little metal thing. He pulls it out. And he goes, when he pushes it back in, he goes and cracks the rib to get the tube in. I came off the table. I'm trying to grab him. I said, you want to know my pain threshold, right? 1 to 10, right? Let me show you. Come here. And I literally missed him like this. I was like, argh! And I'm just cussing like you. I'm making up. I'd have made Steve Harvey proud. Look, I'm telling you.
I'd have popped
Steve Harvey and Bertie Mac. They'd have been proud of me.
Wow.
John Shadow says, I don't think it was chasing me. That would be crazy.
No, Shadow. Oh, not chasing.
He is the Shadow.
Yeah. So, anyway, they get it under control. And, I get myself under control. I try not to kill the doctor anymore. And they put everything in. He goes, man, under all that pain, he said, you can still move. I said, you want me to show you again? No. And I had to apologize to the doctor. And a guy that I went to rookie school with, he was in the room. And immediately when I came off the table, he grabs me. And he's like, hey, y'all going to help me? Literally, everybody goes,
Nope.
So anyway, while I'm going through my rehab, I start smoking, and I realize that, this can bring a lot of people together, and I'm enjoying this. And I'm like, why can't I have my own cigar?
Of all that in pain, you started thinking of cigars.
Well, no, that's when I was going through rehab. When I was going through rehab, that's when I decided that. And everybody in the lounge looked at me. They said, hey, man, pop another pill, have another drink, smoke another cigar. You're not going to have no doggone cigar, man. Shut up. I'm going,
therapy.
I'm like, pills, drinks, cigar. Somehow that should not go together. But, anyway, long story short, I got started and went through some different things and learned a lot. Eventually ended up at the doorstep in the humble homes of Dr. Kafie. Awesome. And we spent some time together and we just started going through blends and smoking. And really picking things. And I mean, and understand at this time, I'm green, okay? Not the green that I was when I grew up, but the green as far as just being young, you know, being really young in the industry. And I'm still learning now, you know, but at the time I'm really green, and I'm taking a lot of things at face value. But I'm still asking questions, and he's answering them, and I'm growing slowly. And the one thing he said to me that I'll never forget, you know, he goes, if I wanted to, I could make some phone calls, and I could probably help you sell just about all of the cigars you got coming in. He said, but this is your business. You get out there and you make it happen. You get out there, you build the relationships, you make your company what you want it to be. And he said, it's not my company, it's yours.
Yeah.
Smart man.
And you know, I never forgot that, which if you ever took a look at my timeline, you will see I travel, I go places. I was in Texas a couple of weeks ago. I was in Arizona. I don't have a problem traveling, and I think that's the best way for people to meet me and realize I'm a genuine guy. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. And you know, yeah, I have my flaws, but at the same time, I'm me. You know,
we all do, bud. We all do.
So, and you know, if I make a mistake, I'm honest and true enough to step up and say, you know what, I made a mistake. I apologize. And
you learn from it.
Right. And it's like I tell my kids, the kids that I teach, and my own kids, you know, it's not the mistake you make. It's what you do after the mistake. You know, and when I gave the example before we started, when we're teaching our show, I tell my kids, you know, our show's 5 minutes long. You make a mistake at the 50-second mark. Are you going to sit there and be pissy for the next 4 minutes and 10 seconds and screw up my show? Or are you going to act like a golfer and forget that mistake and let's go make the rest of it better? I said, because I promise you, if you make the rest of the show spotless, the judge isn't going to think about that mistake you made at the 50-second mark. He's going to be like, oh, it was nerves. Especially if it's early in the season, they'll be like, oh, that was nerves. They didn't mean to do that. This is the real them. This is what I'm going to score them on, not the first minute.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that's life, man. You make a mistake, you deal with it.
And heck, half the time, if you make that little mistake and you just blow past it like it was nothing, they don't even know it was a mistake. They just, you know, it's like it's all part of the thing. Yeah, nobody notices.
Yeah. I know it because I wrote the music. And I'm gonna deal with you on practice when we get to practice.
Yeah, but you call that improvising.
Yeah.
We do have one little comment. Kevin Shahan said, I put boat legs in my pants at the same time. Of course, Kevin's a little different from the rest of us. All right.
Well, it's more about the leotards for Kevin than it is. Or what? Well, they call them. What do they call them? Like spandex or something? I don't know. I've seen him do some crazy stuff. But Kevin is a real man, because real men take that to the next level. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
You ever see him wash a car in those spandex underwear?
I saw that video.
Wait a minute.
Why are you watching Kevin in spandex washing
I was
a car?
going to say,
Because Kevin is
Whoa. So let's get back
you've
into
seen
cigars.
this, Ron?
I saw the video for like 20 seconds and said, okay, that's enough. I've seen that.
Well, Allison, yes. Ron's wife wears the pants. There you go.
Really, Allison? Come on, Allison.
She knows Ron good enough to know that is true.
There you go,
Which
Ron.
Ron are you talking about, Frank?
Which Ron?
Now listen, RB. Listen, I call Ron my Ron. I'll call my Ron because he looks more like me than I care to choose to actually want to admit.
Sorry,
you
admitted it just now. Wow.
I did admit it. That's not easy for me. It's not easy for me. I'm just a younger version.
Talking about Ron Brown. I got confirmation. It's on Facebook. She's talking about Ron.
She knows my wife. My wife, they call her Cupcake. So she jumps on the lives and stuff, and I know Allison from the lives.
There we go.
Allison has seen me mature into the person I am today. So she's kind of watched me go from one extreme to the other. So she's a great friend, and she's been very helpful with advice and stuff like that. So, definitely thanks for the love, Alice.
Hey, and Cupcake's a great handle.
Yeah.
That's my wife's. That's my wife's.
Nice handles too, right on the sides. You eat enough of those things.
If Allison says that you're a nice guy, you're a good guy, then we have to believe Allison, you're a good guy. It's on Facebook. So, and Kerr's showing a bunch of puke faces. All right, Kerr, I know it's a funny story.
Oh gosh,
you're getting nailed, buddy. I told you, you get on this one, you don't know what to expect. So,
I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
There you go.
Okay,
it's fun. Like I said, I've been called worse and done worse to me, so I'm good. I call it love. So, but anyways, I worked with Dr. Kafie. We came up with several blends, and we chose to put out 2. I owe a lot of that drive that he gave me with those words. I took it to heart, and things were really going well. I did one of my first events just before the pandemic kicked in, and as it kicked in, I had all this stuff planned out. And pandemic kicks in, it's like, oh man, I got to pull up because at the house, I've got 3 kids, I have a grandkid, and my in-laws. So I'm like, I can't just go out here and hit the road and be nonchalant. Right. I really got to be careful because I don't want to bring anything back and make somebody sick. So I backed off and, I did the responsible thing. And then I started doing more of the video stuff, and that really took off for me. And it's been a great move. And so we get to a point now where, Dr. Kafie and I are having a conversation, and we just come to the conclusion that, hey, it's been a fun ride. It's been a great ride. And right now we're just going to kind of go a different direction. And he wished me luck. He says, here to support. He goes, you're still a part of the BCA. You're still invited to come to the festival. But that shipment was it. And we're going to do business, it's a business decision.
That's all right.
So
where's the next blend? That you went to the farms? Have you got a new factory? Have you visited the factory? Are you participating in the tobacconists, picking out your flavors? Are you putting everything together?
Well, and that's where I'm really excited about what's going on. I mean, being a musician, I believe in collaborating. I've always said that from day one. I believe that I wanted to collaborate with other factories, not just one. I just believe that each factory would bring something different to the table, something that they specialize in. It's just like being a musician and you want to go work with some of the best jazz artists, so you go work with this artist. You want to work with some of the best R&B artists, you go work with this one. Or you want to work with a rap artist that you actually know what they're saying, you go work with this one. So, something that won't embarrass my family and my kids. Be like, Dad, do you know what he's saying? Yeah, I do. And the crazy thing is, say it again.
It's how you grow. That's part of life,
Right. And see, and in all honesty, this is something that has been in the works for over a year. So this isn't something that was just fly by the seat of the pants. I've been, talking and going through test blends and stuff like that with different factories and having a conversation. And it was one of those ones where they saw the work I put in, they respect the work that I do. And the fact that I'm not out here, well, I'll say it the nice way. I'm not out here being a butthole. And I'm trying to make sure you see me grow as a brand owner. Mm-hmm. You can see from one stage to the other to where I am now. And hopefully after tonight, a year from now, you can say, hey, I can see he's continuing to grow and be a better brand owner. So with that said, as I'm talking to factories, I'm talking about leaves, I'm talking about where we're getting this from. What about the combustibility? How are we matching that so we don't get, like canoes and all kind of tunnels and mouse holes, and making sure the inside's not burning faster than the outside to where you get this little pinhole, look like somebody poked it in, and all of a sudden it's like all that stuff. So, and like I said, this is stuff that I've learned and I'm still learning. I'm appreciative of those that have poured into me for that. and I got to actually make those calls and do that. We're still finishing up the pandemic, so no, I haven't been to the factories, but FaceTime, talking and actually, different video avenues where we're able to sit and have a face-to-face and pulling out leaves and showing me and stuff like that. I'm able to go through and figure these things out. And Tabacalera Nueva Nica Ese, where Veritas, Chris Weber down there, man, when I tell you this cat hit a home run, man, it was incredible. We got to sit and talk. We got to talk about my expectations and what I would like to see and how I want to see it happen. And we just clicked. We're both kind of going through some of the same things, and he and I talked about it and we put it together. It's 5 blends: Connecticut, Pennsylvania broadleaf, San Andreas, a Sumatra, and a barber pole. And first time I'm really had a chance to really talk to anybody about it with Chris was the first one. It was the Brazilian Aparaca and Cameroon barber pole.
Oh,
okay.
And
nice.
It's a very nice, very different.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's a very tasty cigar. The San Andreas, man, that's a flavorful cigar. Loved every bit of it. The Connecticut is a medium plus, and I love that. That Pennsylvania broadleaf is really consistent smoke. Loved every bit of it. The Sumatra's got a nice sweetness to it, really good flavor, and all of them had great construction, great burn, and he sent me not just one, he sent me different ones to try, and of each one. And I love the way he said this. He goes, okay, I'm going to send you some samples. He said, but do you mind just from talking to you? And like I said, we had a nice long talk. We talked about what I smoke, what I like, what I don't like in the cigar. He said, do you mind if I send you my version of what I think you might like in that particular blend? And I was like, nah, go for it. And so he would send versions of what I like or what I requested. And then he also sent another version of what he thought, just from having a conversation with me, what would be pretty good. And when I tell you that it wasn't the fact that it was a bad cigar and the reason it didn't get picked, it wasn't that. It was just another one just kind of stepped up.
Right.
And I was just appreciative of it. And it felt good that, this will show my growth as a brand owner and my ability to actually go into and know what I want in the leaf and pick actually the leaves that I want to be in this particular cigar and not just make this.
Nice.
So,
Ron, can I hold you right there for a minute?
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit of business. We have some sponsor spot, and then we'll get back a little deeper into the next stage for you, okay? Frank, take it away, folks.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar. RnA Treasures out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Kristoff Cigars uses only the highest quality double and triple fermented tobaccos from around the world, which are then artfully blended. Whether you're looking for the smooth, mild, and full flavor of the Kristoff Connecticut, or the savory and full body found in the Pissed Off Kristoff, they have a cigar to satisfy the palate of the most discriminating aficionado.
And we are back.
Hey, Ron. Thanks.
No
so
problem.
we're ready to take you to the next stage here with your tobacconist, and he now sends you up a couple of samples, one of yours, one of his. And so where do you go from there? How did you...
We have a quick question coming up. Do you have a website where we can go and take a look at what you've got?
Well, the new stuff, I've got to do a photo shoot and stuff like that with all the new stuff. But it will be actually on Kerry Viate's websites, vsrcigarfam.com. I do everything through his website. That is my guy, and I've always supported him, and he's always supported me. And so I appreciate that.
Very good. Very good. Do you know when we can look for that kind of release, that information?
You'll probably start seeing pictures coming out the first part of September. Hopefully we're ready by October. I don't want to rush anything. I want to make sure when it comes out, it's ready. And that way I can make sure that, I have something that definitely represents myself and my brand and take me to that next spot.
Right.
Smart.
You don't want to rush
Smart.
anything. You definitely want to take its time and do it right. You got to, make sure the leaves are all proper, and you don't want to push anything out early, because that comes out early, it's not going to be a good taste, and you can turn people off.
Kevin's got another question.
Kevin says, did Curvia Gente being with Chris Webber help with your decision to switch over to the Tobacco Clara Nika?
I do. See, what did I tell you? I told you Ronnie can't pronounce a damn thing. So drink, everybody, Tobacco Clara. What the hell is he talking about? Tobacco Clara. Where is what the drink?
Cigars, Clara. You don't know her?
Clara Cigars. That's a whole new Tobacco Clara.
And Clara from Bewitched.
Oh,
I gotta come up. I can't see. I need new specs. I really can't, honestly. These glasses are.
But you have to know that Tobacco Clara doesn't exist.
Yes, you're right.
That you have to know. So Tobacco Clara. I shake my head here. RB, help me.
He's crying over the pronunciation.
She is.
The only note I would make would be, you know what, Ron?
I'm a beautiful guy. Thank you.
No, there's a lot of people that really aren't old enough to know who Aunt Clara is.
Oh, and Bewitched?
Well, then they missed out on something, because she was pretty cool.
It's Tobacco Clara Nueva Nika Essay. As far as did he gosh, that was too funny.
Yeah.
Don't forget your left eye. Don't forget your left eye.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're even.
Yeah. So as far as he did help with that introduction. But like I said, I had been talking to several factories and working on some things. But like I said, when I tell you Chris hit a home run and he stepped up to the plate and just made it happen. It's hard to see, well, not hard, but it's great when you have someone that has the same drive as you and wants to be productive, but then someone who wants you to be as productive. And he has gone above and beyond what I have asked for, and I'm just proud to be, part of that group and part of that team. And he makes no bones about it. He said, "My job is to make sure that you continue to grow and get better." And he's like, in all honesty, hey, as long as you're happy and everything is still going, we're good. And the thing is, when we have a question or if something pops up, we sit down and we have a grown folk conversation and we move on. It's like family. It's not like you're not going to get an argument with family. You're going to. The question is, well, are you going to keep talking after you have that argument? Well, yeah, you will, because you're family.
Right.
You know, you
talk it out. Small world. Everybody seems to know each other one way or another.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can't burn bridges. You gotta, you know, you can have your differences, and everybody does. And business is business. You know, and we get it. People do change, or they see different opinions, and it's okay. It's an opinion, and again, it's the industry, so you got to make the best of it and stay in good terms. Even if you guys separate, you got to stay in good terms.
And that's the key, man. You always got to do that. I mean, it's people that don't do that. I kind of like, man. I tell my kids, you know, you can't burn your bridges. You know, my youngest daughter, she's worked since the age of 14. She's now 17. I actually had to sign a permission slip, a work release for her to actually go to work and get a job. She just got hired onto a new place, and she's just ready to lay it down on the old place. She's just ready to let them have it. And I'm like, no. She's like, no, but see, when I started, no, you can't do that. And she says, well, why not? I said, well, at my current job, we had a young lady there that was working. She showed her tail. She pretty much burned the bridges. She acted a straight fool until she left. And then all of a sudden she wants her job back. And it was just like, and I'm sitting there looking because I'm like, this is going to tell the truth about this company. I'm going to find out right now. You bring her back, that's going to tell me a whole lot. And they just said, no, you can't do it. You did too much crazy stuff and dirt before you left. And I told my daughter that. I said, now what happens if you go to this new job and, you know, the grass looks green on the other side and you get over there, it's painted grass. It's not really grass. It's painted or it's turned.
True.
Right.
And then now you want to come back to where you were because you know the job, you worked well there, they know you, they trust you, but you showed your behind before you left. But now they don't want you back because you act like a complete ass.
Right.
No,
and
you're
the word,
traitor.
well, the word gets around. People talk, you know. So again, you can have your differences, you can separate, but you got to do it in a mature manner. It's like, you know, you can't burn your bridges. You know, you can go up the ladder and then you can come down the ladder and that other person's going right by you. You know, I mean, again, especially in this industry, people know each other. They you know, they talk to each other. It's something that you got to understand and respect. You got to show respect regardless of what's happening in life. You got to have respect. And again, that's just maturity. And it's, again, it's a business that everybody knows each other one way or another. So, you know, you might be going high today, but tomorrow you're going to fall. And that other guy that you dealt with is going to be there. And I don't know.
Well, you had a great teacher. I mean, Dr. Gabby is just phenomenal. He's just really a perfect gentleman. I can't say it any more than that. He's just he welcomes everybody, you know, and I'm sure that he understood when you wanted to branch out. I mean, that's what people do, you know, and then you
people grow at different levels.
Yeah,
so that's all.
And you know what? I have a question for you, RB. Getting off topic a little, but I love your bands with the musical notes, and is that kind of going to be a signature for you? Is that going to be something that you carry over to bands that you produce for your new line? Is that going to be something that is kind of...
We lost him. Yeah, he froze.
Boy, he said you talk too much, but I guess you know where you're at.
Well, I can speak on what he's talking about as far as the bands are concerned. There'll be a version of that.
Okay.
But I mean, I was really adamant about the bands really kind of speaking to the factory that it comes from.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, you know, you have these different artists, and when they go to a different band, so let's take Chick Corea. Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got Chick Corea Electric Band. You got Chick Corea Acoustic Band. And each band had its own feel, but each band had its own different type of cover.
Yeah.
And I want the bands to have that kind of thing. I'm a huge Chick Corea fan.
Mm-hmm.
Were you into fusion? Did you like the fusion stuff or not?
I love it.
It's an acquired taste.
It's different. I mean, it's different. And I mean, when you got people like Dave Weckl on drum kit who can play anything and he can play it well, he is just one of the guys. I got to see him live when I was at Brevard College, and I actually got to sit in on a master class with Chick Corea, and man, it was amazing. He was personable. He came up and talked to everybody. He hid nothing, and the things he talked about in the master class about his approach and the band's approach, and he said, "You'll see later. Like, we'll give each other the look, and we already know. Okay, we're getting ready to hit this hard." And so we're sitting there at the concert having a great time, and we're looking, and everybody goes, "He gave him the look. He gave him the look. It's gonna happen." We were college kids, music majors, straight geeking out, nerd time. And he'd look over at Dave and go, they'd be like, "All right, here we go." And it'd go crazy, you know?
Okay, favorite drummer.
Man, I have so many for so many different reasons. I really love Dave Weckl, Chris Daddy Dave. I really love Chris Daddy Dave for some of the stuff he did with Mint Condition, and as well as Snarky Puppy. I love that group. And the thing about Chris Daddy Dave, the thing I love about him is it's not what he plays, it's what he doesn't play. The thing is, people don't understand, like, a musical note, a rest really is a musical note.
Yes, it is.
It's a rest. Yeah. So when he doesn't play crazy and he lays in the pocket and he's just coasting along. And all of a sudden he does this sick riff, this sick feel, and you go, "What the?" And then he goes right back to, and he look over and be like, he'll give you the wink. You know what you just did? You know, and he'll be playing, he'll be like, and like, "Oh my gosh, I'm done. It's over. I'm putting my drumsticks up. Get out of here. I'm not playing no more. It's not fair." You know, but the remix to Pretty Brown Eyes, when Chris Daddy Dave did the remix to Pretty Brown Eyes and laid that ridiculous beat in there, I lost my mess. I practiced forever to try and get that thing. And when I finally got it, I was like, "All right, I'm not gonna play no more the rest of my life. I've achieved everything I want to. I don't even want to see a pair of sticks." You know, but I like a lot of new drummers that are out. I forget the guy's name, but the new guy that's playing for Snarky Puppy right now, this guy he's phenomenal. He can hear something one time,
and he's got
play it note for note. No. Mm-hmm. And when I go in the studio and I do studio work, I try to pattern myself after that. When I go in the studio, my job is to take less time than it took for us to do a sound check. So when we're in the studio and we're doing a sound check, you have to check each drum, kick drum, and you could be a whole minute on kick drum. Do, 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 do. Minute goes by. Snare drum. Do, do, do. 1 minute. Tom. Next tom. And I mean, all of this takes at least a minute for them to dial it in and all this other stuff and put all the little things on it. Then you got the overhead mics. Each one of those a minute piece. Then you got the room mics. Each one of those a minute piece. Then you got another mic that's a mic over there. And then some people even take and put a mic literally directly behind the drum set player, right behind his back.
Oh, so he can hear his farts.
Pretty much. I told him, I said, man, y'all better not put that in there.
That would be a monitor of some sort. And I've been monitored quite a few times with a little gas relief. So don't worry. I've been there.
Well, and it's crazy. Like, your bass drum can have up to at least 3 microphones, a microphone inside the drum, a microphone right outside the front, and a microphone right by the beater. on it. So, and I mean, all of this takes a good amount of time. Mm-hmm. And so it could take you anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to really fine tune a drum in, because the idea is to get a good quality sound first, and then you can work from there. Well, my goal is I sit and I listen. I was working with an artist or actually an organization. I did several of their artists where you don't get the music, so you don't get to practice it. The first time you hear it is when you walk in there.
Wow.
And so I walk in, I grab a clipboard, grab a pen or a pencil actually, and we start going through it. I start writing out notations and stuff like this. And first time I did it, the manager looks, he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm writing out what I'm going to be doing." He goes, "What? Look, I don't know what I'm going to do, and you expect me to remember that without writing it down? Look, I pride myself on being pretty good, okay? But I got to write this down, or I'm not going to remember it." So I write it out, I get it done. We get in there. They said, "You ready?" "Yep, let's go." Click, click, click. And I'm just in there. I'm reading my notes and playing the fills and doing all I'm supposed to be doing. We get done. He goes, "Well, dang, guess we're done." Word.
Okay. Pay the man.
You don't pay me for the time I take. You pay me for the fact that I don't take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
And so, and that's one of the things I do. And I'm not saying I do that every time. I mean, there are times I got to go back and do some punch-ins and stuff like that, and maybe fix a fill or two. But I try not to have to retake the entire song all over again. I try to maybe get done. If the song is a 3-minute song, I want to be sitting down playing and out of there in 15 minutes max.
Nice.
All right. Good.
So
got a great
studio
ear.
time ain't cheap. So
No. So while you're growing up, were you into Buddy Rich or Ringo Starr?
Oh man, Buddy Rich, Ed Shaughnessy. I loved Ed Shaughnessy and Buddy Rich when they would do the talking drum stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man! I got to see Ed Shaughnessy when I was at Brevard. He shows up and he's taking his drum apart and setting it up. And the way he traveled with his drums, it was drums inside of drums. So he would open up one drum, pull out the other tom, pull out this, and pull out. I'm like, because he rolls in with very minimal stuff, cymbal bag, of course. But I'm like, maybe 2, at the most 3 bags that you knew had drums in it. And I'm going, is this cat fixing the?
Is he going to play today or what?
I'm like, well, this ain't enough. What are we doing? And so he starts pulling the stuff out, and I'm just sitting in my mind going. And he puts it all together, and he does a master class, and then he does a concert later on that night. But man, Ed Shaughnessy, ridiculous.
I remember I saw Buddy Rich doing a drum clinic, and you'll know exactly where I'm talking about. Across the street from LaGuardia Airport, there was a hotel, and it was free. And I went with a friend of mine who happens to be a drummer, and it was just phenomenal. I mean,
you might know him. You remember a cat named Bob LaMonica? Bob, you
no. Hey, listen, Bob, you're a lot older than RB. I mean, this could have happened in the 1840s. I mean, you're asking him to remember. Remember, you're a lot older than all of us. Well,
I don't remember anything. I was just stating a fact. I went to this drum clinic that Buddy Rich gave, and it was just mind-boggling. Again, just bare minimum set.
Yeah.
And he just sat there and he just wailed out. And what was so cool, I mean, everybody was a drummer, of course, there, and people would just ask questions and he would answer it and he would just do it and say, "Oh, well, you got to do it this way. Or if you do it this way, it'll sound like this." I'm not a drummer, but it blew me away. I mean, well, he's the master, was the master anyway. But
Krupa was good at that too. Gene Krupa was good at that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, with what I love about drummers is where you look at it as you are the conductor of a huge choir and everybody's voice, and you are conducting every voice. And when you realize that the way you strike that instrument determines how it's going to sound, and you can take that and articulate that. Even when you're talking about a ride cymbal, something as simple as a ride cymbal. On the edge is one sound, in the middle is another sound, on the dome is another sound. And the way you attack it, whether you swipe it or you hit it down this way or you come at it this way, it's all different sounds.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And whether you happen to
Using
the bleed or the edge, it's great stuff, man. And when you can articulate that, and and people say, "Oh, articulation." What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, articulation is huge for me, and I teach that when I teach my drum lessons. We have to articulate. If you don't have an articulate, that means you're not having an educated musical conversation with your audience. If you can't articulate, all you're doing is screaming at them. And think of it as your mom screaming at you or your parents screaming at you. At some point, you're going to turn them off. So if you can't articulate as a percussionist, at some point, they're going to turn you off and be like, I could care less how many licks you can play. I could care less how many fancy rhythms and stick flips. But if you can't show me articulation where you have crescendos and decrescendos where you get loud and get soft, or you have big hits and then you can play really soft and play really articulated, really soft, then I'm done. Because at some point, it's just going to be loud for 5 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, could you please move so the next group can come?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Walk out.
Right.
I mean, you go from rim shots to using just brushes. I mean, it's
right, exactly.
It's all exactly what's happening and your timing,
Well, and then playing with brushes is a whole different articulation itself. When you have everything from brushes to cool rods, which is pretty much you're going for like toothpicks, or thicker toothpicks, and all of that gives great sounds. But I take that same approach as far as when I do my master classes on percussion. I take that same approach when I do cigar events. It's be approachable, be as knowledgeable as you can. But if you don't know, don't act like a jerk and start being a dumbass. You just, what? I don't know, but I'll find out.
Yeah.
And I'll go find out. And the next time I see that person, hey, you remember you was asking about this? You know what? Hey, here's the answer, man. This is what I found out. Hopefully that helps you out in your question.
And nobody knows everything, so
right.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay not to know something,
Right.
Well, the best part, even with cigars, you want to say you're a newbie in the industry,
right?
So you are basically learning as you're going to. I mean, that is a lot to take in because the industry is an amazing. I mean, the science, the study of the ground, the seed, and the fermentation and the rotation and everything. There's so much involved, and again, 3,000 steps. 3,000 steps, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, between it all, from the beginning to finally where it ends up in someone's hands.
The curing process, everything plays so much into how that cigar is going to smoke at the end. We have a question from John here, by the way.
John Shadow again.
So, do you? I think I sent you a picture about the Crossroads. Well, can you pull that up? Is that possible?
No. Are you able to do it on your end?
Did you say you're playing on the next Crossroads?
Well, here's the thing. So, when everything was going on, and shout out to Shadow, great guy, ridiculous artist. I have it here. I'm going to try and put it up on the screen so you can see it.
Okay.
On it says, we all end up at the crossroads sometimes. And when you think about it, that's literally where I was. I was at the crossroads and I had to make some decisions, and like this literally, when we started talking about it, I was like, wow, this is my life as it stands right now, whether it was business-wise or personally. And freaking amazing artwork, hopefully, and this won't do it much justice, but I'm going to try and give it my best shot. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. So it looks like Robert Johnson with the guitar.
Very cool.
Very cool. There it is. So
Very
I
nice.
see your flaming red-orange growth there. Can you do it one more time? There you go. So we see. Yeah, it is awesome. So good. What is the meaning there of the gold and the red and the highlight?
Basically, you're at the crossroads, and there you have adversity in front of you, and pretty much the red, the devil, however you want to call it, that's all your adversities.
Yeah,
those are all your milestones. Those are all the things that are standing in front of you and stopping you from making a decision. And the question is, as you get to that crossroad, is your obstacle in front of you that big that you're not going to be able to make a decision and you sit still? And to me, if you do that, you're like that creek or that pond that doesn't have anything. All of a sudden, the algae starts growing and all that stuff. I give an example of that when I'm teaching traditional. you got to cross your hand. Well, you don't want to do this because if you sit here, then the algae grows. You don't want to do this because then it just flows out. You want to have enough to where it's moving. Yeah. And when you're at the crossroads, you want to keep moving. You want to keep moving forward. You make your decision. You go left, you go right, or you go through and over your adversity. And that's just where I was. And it spoke leaps and bounds. There is a shirt that is coming out with that on the back of it.
Nice.
And for me, it's a conversation piece. And let's see, I should have. And then this is what's going to be on the front of it.
Oh, awesome.
RTB
nice.
Great.
That's a nice
look. I like that.
So that'll be on like a pocket like this one here. And shout out to Cigars, etc. too. It used to be a lounge here, now they're Aroma, etc. But they were one of the first lounges that carried my cigar back when it was Concerto Cigars. So the one thing I didn't talk about was when I got with Dr. Kafie, we renamed it to RTB Cigars because there are 2 brands out right now that already use the name Concerto.
Oh, really? Okay.
Somewhere within their cigars. And, I don't like cease and desist letters and I don't like being sued.
No.
So, and Dr. Kafie said, you got to be a cocky SOB to put your name on. I was like, I'll be that. And so, that's kind of where that came from. RTB Cigars was born through the fact that, I don't want to get sued. So you want to try and sue me for my name, you can try.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, that's the new artwork that's coming out, and that'll actually be out really, really soon. Nice. And I'm really excited about that. And the artist who drew that and did that is John Shadow, man. He is a ridiculous artist, man.
It's pretty cool, John.
Yeah, nice work.
Really, really good work. I mean, the detail to it is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Put a lot of good work into that. And,
you should have like "Don't Sell Your Soul" at the crossroads.
Yeah.
So, good stuff.
Absolutely.
So, taking it to the next level, I mean, you have your career as a musician. You're entering the world of the leaf. How are you going to see the two? I mean, especially being a teacher. We have another guy who's listening, Bruce Bush. He's with Karen Berger and Don Kiki Cigars.
I know Bruce well.
Yeah, well, he also is a teacher, and he is now very, very much in getting involved with Karen and Don Kiki line, and being with him and all. This passion of cigars has taken him to a whole nother future. He's a young guy like you, and how do you foresee your two loves combining and taking yourself to the next level?
Well, first of all, shout out to Bruce. Bruce wrote an article on RTB Cigars that was in Cigar Journal in the past winter edition. I was honored. I didn't know what the article would look like. I thought maybe I'd get like a small little corner on the bottom. It ended up being a full page in 2 languages and really great pictures and stuff that I had a photographer come in, a young lady I consider to be another daughter to me, Carmina. She took great pictures and really captured the essence of, I felt, RTB Cigars. So shout out to him. But for me, it fits well. I'm not your average school teacher where I am in school teaching in a classroom. I'm the percussion instructor where I'm seasonal. I'm there for marching band and marching band only. I may come in and do some private lessons every now and again, but I don't have to punch a clock and be there from 6 in the morning until 3 at night.
Okay. All right.
So
nice.
The two work very well together just for the simple fact that I can travel when I need to, and it won't affect musically. And on top of that, with my indoor drum line, I have an incredible staff that if I'm not there, they are more than capable of handling the business and keeping things moving the way I would like them to. We spend time together developing the show and getting things right. So I don't have to worry about it. I have full confidence in the people that I've brought in to work, because if I didn't, they wouldn't be there.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Well, obviously getting into the industry, it's almost like you gotta sell your soul to at
the crossroads.
At the crossroads. Yeah, you got that one, Bob. It becomes a 24/7 obsession, especially when you're
it's hard
new.
to split your time up. That's for sure.
It is big. But anyway, so can you hang out a little bit longer? We are going to do another business section, and then we're going to bring in our next segment, which we have at every show. It's called now. It used to be called Stump the Chooch, where Frank tries to stump the three of us. But
it's easy. Don't worry. All I do is ask them a little bit of this day or this month in history questions. Make them look like fools because they usually don't know the answer, but sometimes they do. I'll give them some credit because I have to.
A little.
They are family.
A little bit.
Look, I got time. I got nothing going on. I'm here with you guys.
Ready? Take it away, Frank.
Cigar props started off as one item, a simple cigar rest born out of necessity. Over the years, cigar prop has morphed into something greater. Cigar prop is now a brand, a journey, a way of life. It has become known as prop style. That simple cigar rest has turned into a whole line of cigar accessories, apparel, and even a weekly live show called the I Tap That Cigar Show. So remember, make sure you give your cigars the props they deserve, but more importantly, remember to live prop style. Johnny D. Teas out of Lakeville, Illinois are a veteran-owned company that take great pride in their work. Their goal is not to fulfill one order, but to earn all future orders by offering the best products at unbeatable prices. Ask any of their repeat customers and they'll tell you their quality is always the highest and their prices are always the lowest. Shop any Veterans Collection and 25% of the proceeds will be donated back to the veterans of foreign wars or the American Legion.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Specializing in tobacco pipe refurbishment and sales, Briar 911 buys and sells all kinds of pipes from a single pipe to entire collections. Our services include stem repair, replacement, deoxidation, and sanitization, reaming, cleaning, and bowl sanitizing, shank crack repair, buffing, and waxing. We make sure that each pipe is ready to smoke once it leaves our shop. For more info, contact us via Facebook at Briar 911.
And we're back. Thank you, Ron, for holding on. We've got a giveaway tonight, folks. It's going to be a beautiful pipe, an Algerian pipe from RnA Treasures. Our people here at Tampa Bay, Florida. This is going to be tonight's giveaway. So, folks, Kyle and I will be watching Facebook for the proper answer, but Frank will give us 3 questions first to make us look like a bunch of chooches.
This is the one that you smoked all that reefer in, right?
Hey,
a real ganja smell. Yeah. No, when you get it, you can smoke it. No ganja. Right?
So wait a minute. Let me correct me if I'm wrong here.
Go ahead, Joe.
You're always wrong. Go ahead.
Well, no, but Frank is cool. Baldilocks is going to give us questions.
Yes, Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. Okay.
Frank, you got an admirer here. What can I say?
Yeah. Everybody's always admiring my beautiful locks of hair. Well, I don't know. Who's in that crowd? All I know is I'm hearing voices, and I'd rather not hear them. So keep them.
As long as it's the dog not telling you to go kill people.
All right, Frank.
RB, I got to put up with a lot of BS.
Hey. All right, let's move on.
So do we.
Let's stump the chooch.
Okay, here we go. So during this month in history, we're going to go back to basically 1953. See if you guys know a little bit about 1953. Bob, that's just around. Bob was about 15 or 20 years old in 53, so he'll remember this. So this was the beginning. It was called the 26th of July movement. Happened in July of 1953, and it was a revolutionary movement. What was that movement?
Wow, that's
Korea, maybe.
53.
53.
Something happening
July.
in Korea?
No.
Yeah, but they have to be Korea.
It was known as the 26th of July movement. So, guys, I know you're not going to get this, but you should, because it has a lot of relevance to cigar smoking. Okay? So it was the beginning of the Fidel Castro revolution.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
There you go.
Barry says bra
Oh,
burning.
yeah. That's right.
RB, you see what I'm saying? They should know this kind of stuff because it does have some relevance to, what we do here. But instead they choose not to pay attention.
It was better than the answer I was thinking. I thought maybe it would have been when women decided they wasn't going to wear bras anymore and just start taking them off.
That's what Barry said too.
Barry Bond.
That happened during Woodstock.
60s, man.
I'm sorry, I'm guessing here. Okay, I wasn't born yet.
No, I know. Hey,
fact.
I'm going to go down a different road a little bit. We're going to go down a little bit of rock and roll history here. This happened in 1958. Fans of rock and roll music were warned that tuning into music on the car radio could cost you more money. Why do you think that was?
I don't know. The fire department wants an answer on that too.
Fire department didn't like that one.
Cost you more money.
Cost you more money. Well,
Yeah.
rock and roll wasn't
because you wanted to buy that record as soon as you heard it, man.
No. So
I was going to say Sirius Radio, but they wasn't out then. So
no. Actually, researchers from the Esso Gas Company said that the rhythm of rock and roll could cause the driver to be foot heavy on the pedal, thus making them waste fuel. So that's how it was going to cost them more money.
19 years old and drag racing, huh?
That happens. That happened. Hey.
Let's hear.
All right. One more.
All righty. Let's go here. This kind of folksy superstar wrote a #1 single in 1974, and it was a tribute to his wife, and it was written in 10 minutes while he was on a ski lift. While he was on a ski lift in 1974.
Kenny Bono.
No. He died on the ski slope, Ron. Yeah. I think you're confusing things. That's not really.
He died there. He hit a tree. Believe me, I know that. But I'm thinking he was thinking of his share. Maybe he's a big skier.
What was the color of George Washington's white horse? Could you pick something a little bit more esoteric?
Listen, it was
on the run.
Listen. Guys, I'm trying to teach you a little bit of music history here. You don't want to listen. You're like bad students. You're bad students.
Mr. Carter.
RB, what do you do with bad students? You usually just shut them down. I could easily just shut these guys down. I take them right off the podcast, and then it's just me and you. That's what we do here. I can do that.
Listen to this guy.
All right, it was John Denver, and it was Annie's song.
Okay.
All right.
Don't forget the other eye, Ron. You got to get the other eye.
You got to get the other eye. I'm telling you got to get the other eye. This is for all the money.
Before you get all the money, we have to do a little work ourselves. Hey, folks, keep us on the air. Keep us going to all the events. We got beautiful hats right now by ERA, full-fitted, beautiful hats all together. Look at that. That's our show.
Hopefully
all right. Beautiful hat, and we have also patches. We don't need no stinking patches.
But we have them.
All right, we got patches.
one of those.
And then we also have a beautiful sticker in case you just want to advertise us anywhere you drive. So,
now you want to give them the sticker shock? How
sticker
much?
shock.
Yeah. Now you get the sticker shock.
How about only $25 for a beautiful fitted hat? We got $10 here for a nice patch, and only $2 for a sticker. Advertise us, help us out, and we got the next show that we're going to.
Give him a bundle deal. Give him a bundle deal.
Everything $30. How about $30 for all three? Is that a good deal? $30 for all three. Help us get to Martinsville, Indiana, for the boutique festival happening at Cedar Creek, guys. It's going to be happening. Boutique cigars and lots of accessories. We'll be there Friday, but Saturday is going to be the show. Come join us. We'll have a great time, and then we'll do some more traveling again, depending on how many more hats. We'll be in Florida.
If we don't sell any hats, guess what? We stay home. We don't go anywhere, and that's okay, too. I don't mind this.
No. We got to go somewhere. So if you want, so please help us out. PM us or Great Lakes Smoke Show. We'll get more information on how we can get the hat to you. We'll even sign it for you, and we'll get it to you. Okay, folks? Here's a winning question right now.
This is it for the audience.
This is for everybody. Here we go.
A beautiful pipe.
There we go. Born this month in 1783, known as the George Washington of South America for his efforts to liberate 6 nations. He was born in Caracas, Venezuela. A cigar line, you see how we pronounce it? Cigar line is named for him.
Wow. E3. I couldn't even guess.
Ricky Ricardo is a no. That's a no. That was close, though.
Barry.
And
Simon Bollier.
of course, guess who is the winner?
Bruce.
And Bruce is the winner. It is. There we go. So,
nice one, Bruce. Kerr came in a real close second, Kerr. Bruce beat you. Sorry, big man. All right, Bruce, we'll get that hat. We'll get it out. And Dave, you already came in third place.
We'll make sure to put the cardboard in the hat for you, Bruce.
Anyway, Ron, hey, we want to thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. We're wishing you all the best with your cigar line.
Thank
you. If you're going to be jamming anywhere up in the Chicagoland area at any time, let us know. Love to stop by and hear you play.
Yeah, probably not, but I'll be there for cigars.
Cigars, there you go.
Okay. There you go. Well, anyway, thanks again. Good luck.
Thanks,
Congrats.
Rod.
Thank you.
And then, folks, till next week, thank you very much for all the support. Think about the hat, the patch, and the sticker. Till all of you, have a great week.
Good night,
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night, and everybody. I'm saying good night.
Salute.
Perdomo Taj Mahal here. You know?
It really is.
They're stopping by. Oh, I heard about you. I smoke your cigars. I love it.
That's the short story behind how Kristoff got started. It's actually named after our son, Christopher.
We're infamous for our packaging. Everybody knows Kirk has got the best packaging, the most beautiful labels.
All your listeners out there, thank you. Be careful, be safe, and God bless you.
Long ashes and slow burns, my friend.
There you go.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining.